Hi, I'm going to show you a demonstration that I have here on a new patent pending device for sharpening planer blades. Now I personally have the DeWalt planer here, and for those of you that are familiar with either the DeWalt, the Ryobis, what they sell on this particular model is a 3-blade planer blades. These 3 blades cost 54 bucks a piece. The downfall to these blades is that there's really not a really good sharpening device out there to resharpen them. So what normally happens is people like me, people like you buy a set, $54. Within a month's period of time, they're shot, they go onto the shelf. So I just invented over here, I'm going to show you, a new device that sharpens the planer blades. And in this kit, you will note over here that I have a holding fixture. Come in closer and let's show this real close, Sherry. In this kit comes with the fixture itself. This is a laser burned blank. By laser burning I mean this is 3 millimeters thick. It is 7 inches in diameter with a perfectly lapped out 625 hole, which is actually made by PTM Corporation. It's a laser burned blank that is concentric within 2/10,000ths of an inch. What I have here is a abrasive cloth. So when you get this kit, these 4 pieces will be inside of it here. How actually, I'm going to show you right now how simple it is to sharpen up a set of planer blades. This paper is self-adhesive that all you do is when you receive it, you remove this piece here and install this right directly onto your laser burn blank. Now it should be noted that this steel blank, it's in the middle of December here right now, and I'm out in my garage and it's a little bit on the cold side here. But you should adhere this abrasive cloth in room temperature to make it easier, and it bonds easier and sticks. Now I'm going to be attaching this right now to my DeWalt table saw. Now this blank will fit directly onto your table saw, and I'm going to just install it here real quick. Bear with me 1 minute while I attach this on. Just like so. Put your guard back on. Now, zoom in here close, Sherry. You'll notice on this fixture itself, there's a 30-degree angle here on this here. Now on your planer blades, these DeWalt blades are actually on a 45-degree angle. So to sharpen a blade, all you have to do is install this. Now mind you, this is 15 inches, these are 12-inch blades. But I made this fixture so it will handle up to a 50-inch planer blade. You now take your pressure device and set that right on top of it here, and then all you do is start with your center, secure it down, and what that does is it locates the blade perfectly square and parallel to the back edge. Now this blade is only right now on 30 degrees. So with the tilting arbor on your saw, this blade is cut at 45 degrees. All we're going to do is add 15 degrees onto the arbor. Now this is what is actually the important part. For all you old timers out there like myself, If you remember going to the barber shop and getting a shave and a haircut, the barber would take that straight edge razor and all he would do is burnish that edge. And when you had a shave, it was like shaving with the Norelco 5 blade today. They stayed sharp just by burnishing. And what we want to do with this blade is we don't really want to grind an excessive amount off. We just want to burnish the edge. So the secret to doing this is you take your fixture, come over here, Sherry. And all I want to do with this is as I spin the wheel, just tap this in until I slightly scratch that blade. And then I secure my fence. Now by turning on my saw, now this blade has two sides, so all I merely have to do is take it, turn it around, put it back into the fixture, set my pressure clamp bar, go back onto the saw, and cut the other side. Sherry, if you can, zoom in here onto this edge, if you can. You'll note that this edge on these blades, these are razor sharp, perfectly square. Now in this particular case, with the DeWalt, we have 3 blades that go on to one set. So all you would have to do is, utilizing the same exact settings, put another blade in, just like we did. This is part of your 3-piece set. Clamp it down, feed it through. It's that simple. Now in your kit you will note that it comes with 180 grit blade and the abrasive cloth. Now what I want to show you here is I'm not actually trying to sell the abrasive cloths. Any of you guys that go to the Home Depots and you go into the rental centers, they sell these sheets, which is the Diablo made in Switzerland sanding abrasive sheets. These happen to be the best sandpaper I've ever used in 40 years. Anything that's out there on the market, this sandpaper will outlast it 10 times to 1. What you merely do is, I'm not trying to sell extra or charge excessive amounts of money for these round blades. You go in and you buy a sheet of this strictly by yourself. They come in 36, 80, 60 grit, 120, and 220 grit. I'm utilizing the 80 grit here. But if you have, as an example, a blade that you might have planed accidentally that had a nail in it that takes a chunk out of it, you would want to go in and buy the 36 grit, because it's very abrasive and it'll allow you to grind that little notch out of your blade easily. But you can go in, just lay your template on it with a pencil and put your center hole in, and you cut them yourself, and it's by far the cheapest way to go. Now with any of your excess material that you get, they actually work fantastic on your hand sanders and your little triangle pieces. I've used them and bought them from Home Depot, and they sell a variety pack for like $6. If you go in and buy one sheet, it'll give you 10 times the amount of sanding pads. by just cutting out the little diamond shapes yourself, and they last 10 times longer. As I stated right in the beginning, I have been doing woodworking now for over 30 years. I'm like one of the old timers that got one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel. And I basically built this strictly because there was nothing quick, easy, and accurate on the market for sale. So this device, when I came up with it, I've sharpened these blades at least 10 times. And as long as you just take the phantom cut just to put the burnished sharp edge on, you can get about 15 sharpenings off of a set of blades. And at $50 a piece, it's quite the savings. Thanks for watching.